Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Dear Love Talk. And if you haven't ever watched this show, this is the show where you can send us your questions to questions@lovetalkshow.tv, and we will try and answer them with the experience we have in helping couples and people who are dating in relationships.
Exactly, and I'm going to answer the first question. And it says, I have been in a relationship with my girlfriend for a while now, but we are so different that it's sometimes causing us problems. I am very extrovert and sociable, and she is quite introvert. I don't know if there is a way around this. Please help. This is a question from Shay. Well, you should have noticed that she is that way when you guys, first met. And I'm not saying, of course, you're still together, dating and all that. I mean, you're still getting to know each other. But I think this is something that you pick up on in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And you have to make a decision right there and then if it's something you want to deal with. But now, okay, now you are in that relationship, what do? You have to, encourage her. Maybe there is a reason why she feels that way or she acts that way. Mm-hmm. I mean, you never know. I mean, maybe she's got some insecurities, but you've got to talk.
But there is some good news, right? There's some good news, which is that the fact that you guys are so different, it doesn't mean that things are not going to work. In fact, it's good when people are different because things can balance themselves, right? For example, Elena and I are quite different, right? We're different in some things, we're more to one side, she's more to the other side. But that's not necessarily bad. I think what you need to try to do is you need to try to find a balance. Mm-hmm. So for example, you are extrovert, she's introvert. Then how about trying to help her come out of her shell, right? You'd be helping her to become stronger, to mm-hmm. acquire perhaps a quality that you already have.
Absolutely.
But also, she has to try to understand that you have this nature, that you're so sociable and mm-hmm. and extrovert, and be happy for you. So I think it's a matter of you trying to help mm-hmm. her to come out of her shell, and then of course she can help you perhaps with some qualities that she has.
Shyness has a lot to do with how you feel inside. Mm-hmm. So maybe, I don't know, I mean, try to talk to her like my husband just said, and find out why. Does she feel awkward around people or saying whatever you wanted to say or do whatever you wanted to do? What is it that is, there inside that makes her be so shy?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But don't think that just because you are different, this relationship is not going to work. It can work, it just needs the right amount of effort and input into balancing these things out. Okay? Yes. We're going to go to the next question. It says, hi guys. I'd like to know what you both think about how important chemistry is at the beginning of a relationship. Is it something that I should be looking for? Does chemistry last? And that's from Lily in New York. Hello to our viewers in the US. We get a lot of emails and Facebook questions from there. Yes. So Lily, look, chemistry is great in a lab.
That's a good one.
Okay, all jokes aside. Let's be honest, I think when you see someone that you instantly like that person, you have that little spark. But in order for that spark to turn into something else, let's call it a spark. You can call it chemistry, whatever you want. You can look at someone, talk to someone for a few minutes, and there is a connection. But whether that goes further than that or not, then it depends on you because you have to assess the situation. For example, maybe you feel this chemistry, but when you get to know the person, maybe the person doesn't have a great character in terms of integrity. Maybe the person is quite deceitful, lies to you about certain things, but yet you have this chemistry. Mm-hmm. So what do? Do you ignore all these bad things you saw and just follow the chemistry? Mm-hmm. You know that chemistry produces explosions as well, right? So be careful.
You know what I was going to say? I want to talk about the other side of chemistry. Some people, they are waiting to feel chemistry so that they can think, oh, hold on, maybe there is something here. Maybe I should date this guy. And many times chemistry comes after you give the person a chance to say, hello, my name is so-and-so, because first impressions are not that fair at all. I don't like this whole thing of, oh yeah, first impressions is everything. I know they are, but you know, it's not always fair, because what if you're having a bad day? But yeah, I mean, you know, you don't have to feel the chemistry right there and then. You need to get to know the person, and that will come later, I think.
So just to answer that, I mean, it is important that there is a spark, that there is some chemistry, but then once you feel a connection with the person, you like talking to the person, then you have to really get to know them before you even make a decision to get involved with them, because otherwise you get burnt, right, in the lab, or you get hurt. So once you pass that stage of trying to find out who the person is, find out a little bit about them, and you like what you find out, you see, well, perhaps there could be something here. There's a foundation here that could sustain a relationship. Then you put chemistry and the good things you found out about the person together, and then you start a relationship off. What I don't think you should do is only start a relationship based on the so-called chemistry, because
it's very deceiving. It's very misleading.
It could be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. So many people out there look good, but you know, when they open their mouth, or they can't keep faith, they can't be faithful. There's someone who, you know, they just can't keep faithful to the other person. So what's the chemistry good for?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Next question.
Well, it says, how often should a couple be intimate when they are married? I sometimes feel that our passion is wearing off as years go by in our marriage. This is a question from our marriage course attendee, Right, it depends on the couple, it depends on the people in the couple, it depends on your age, it depends on so many things, how busy you are. You being intimate with, you know, frequently or not so frequently doesn't mean that you don't love each other. Sometimes perhaps you'd like to be more intimate more frequently, but you know, your partner or yourself, you are constantly busy, you work different hours, you miss each other all the time. So, you know, that's one of the reasons. There's also a reason, a medical reason. You know, when you get older, you know, your body changes. So you've got to go to the doctor. And not only this happens, but other things, you feel other things. Yeah. So you should get treatment for that. But it depends on the couple. There's no such a thing as, you know, it's this many times a week and that's it. No.
But we can say, if you put these things aside, medical reasons aside and people being busy, because the truth is, we're always busy. But when you really want to do something, you find a way, right? When you really are passionate about something and that's important to you, then you find a way. Usually, you know, people who say, I'm busy, it's often an excuse. Sometimes it can be that, you know, there are factors involved. But let's put it like this. Let's answer this question straight to the point. There isn't a number that we should say you have to have sex or be intimate or be together, you know, 5 times a week. But let's flip the coin and say that if it's happening 3 times a month, then there's something wrong. That's not normal. Ideally, a couple should be intimate, you know, a few times a week, several times a week. I don't know, 3 times a week. It depends on the couple. Like Elena said, it depends if there's children involved, you know, your working hours. It's difficult. Nowadays, you know, we live in a time when the couples have a lot to deal with, have a lot to cope with. So it can be hard. So my answer to your question is, there isn't a set time that you should be looking at, but if it is happening a couple of times a month, then there's something wrong, that's not enough. And if the passion has worn out, then do something different. Not necessarily in the bedroom, but do something different with your partner. Go out, you know, maybe you haven't done things that you used to do that kept you passionately involved with each other. So perhaps that's going to make a difference. Right?
I just would like to give a tip. Something that you should not do is to compare yourself to other people.
Yes.
Okay?
Very important.
Because people are different, couples are different, and you are you, they are they, and you don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Absolutely.
So there you have it. I hope this has helped.
Absolutely. And if you want to send your question to us or get in contact, then please do. You can use our Facebook page, which a lot of people have been doing recently, facebook.com/Love Talk Show, or send us your questions to the email address that is questions@lovetalkshow.tv. Don't forget to share this program and subscribe to our Facebook page and YouTube page as well. Okay? It's been a pleasure. Until next time, have a wonderful time.